Alright guys, Ironton Auditor here, not necessarily out. I'm riding along with Captain Wilson tonight, and we're here on Park Avenue. He's just exiting the vehicle to find out exactly what's going on. Patrolman Akers, the K9 unit, has pulled over a vehicle on the corner of 5th and Park Avenue. And let me see if I can turn that radio down here. There we go, turn the radio down. Don't want any personal information on here. So, got somebody pulled over here, like I said, at 5th and Park. I don't know why. We'll find out when the captain returns. I keep turning that radio down, it keeps talking, don't it? There, I think I got it to 0. And again, guys, as with the ride-alongs, I'm technically not allowed to get out of the car. I am allowed to end the ride-along at any time I choose, but then I'd have to walk myself, and I'll be honest, I'm just too lazy to walk back to the car from here, so I'll just video from here. And I'll try to get you that interview with the captain again this evening. And I didn't get to interview Sergeant Spaljeric the other night, which is the gentleman you see standing right there to the left. That is Sergeant Spaljeric. And again, the guy on the right, putting on the handcuffs there at the moment, that is Patrolman Akers, the K9 unit. And of course, Captain Wilson on the passenger side of the vehicle there on the distant side. Definitely putting them in the vehicle there. Again, I can't know why from this distance. I don't know anything yet. We'll try to get all the details at the end like we always do. This window down. I don't know if that'll help us hear anything. We'll try. Remember, guys, most traffic stops are what most people would consider a BS stop. I would agree with that. And then, of course, it's a fishing expedition from there to upgrade a traffic stop into anything that they can find. I don't necessarily agree with everything that they do, but they are able to do it, and there's not much that I can do about it besides complain, which is why I don't complain about it. The only choice we the people really have is to get together and change those things that we don't like, but it has to be changed from a legislative level. The enforcement level is too low on the totem pole, and even the police cannot change any of that. Couldn't change a single law if they wanted to. They're just duty bound to enforce them. And yes, that word enforce does include the word force, which means that it comes with and by force. I can't quite see what that is. Trying to keep them all in frame when I can here. We are definitely looking in there pretty hard. And it is my assumption that the driver did not give consent to search, since they haven't actually went inside the vehicle. We just keep looking for that anything in, I think they call it plain view doctrine, something like that. Anything in plain view that they would be able to use to further that into a non-consensual search, I assume. But apparently we must not have that yet. And again, I can't tell if that's an alcohol container or not. I don't know what it is. Looks like he's getting cuffed up too. I assume that's a he. Yes, I believe it is. Sorry guys, it's hard for me to see on this camera here. The light's flashing around this camera back into my eyes. It looks completely different. When I get home and see the videos, they always look completely different than they did when I actually was out filming them. I tell you guys, from being inside the patrol car, I don't enjoy filming as much from inside this car as I do out on the sidewalk. I can sure get a lot closer and get better footage that way. However, this allows me to get up close and personal with the officers and get a bit of a chance to get to know them a little bit, because again, I haven't known any of these guys before I come in here with a camera in the last couple months, so just know that I am just now getting to know some of these guys, and not really on much of a personal level, just on a professional level as far as their job is concerned. We definitely don't, you know, I don't have their we don't have their addresses. We don't hang out. We don't go to cookouts. We don't sit around and have phone conversations or anything. We're not exactly friends. So, but getting to see things from their point of view just a little as far as being in the vehicle. But it's certainly not as much fun to video from inside the vehicle, I'll tell you. Sitting in the seat for 8 hours is not much fun. But I guess I'm not out here for the pure enjoyment of it. Not that I don't enjoy some of this, I do. I have a fun time out videoing now. In the beginning I was a little afraid of them, but my fear is mostly gone. I'm not really afraid so much. But sitting inside this vehicle was definitely not fun. Sorry guys, the more I zoom in, the harder it is to hold a camera, of course. It makes it shake a lot more than normal. Still seems as if they're not getting in the vehicle to search. I can't tell if he's getting in the door there or not, or if he's just looking through it. Looks like he's just looking through it. It might be open, he might be getting in there. Oh, looks like maybe he is getting in there. I'm not sure what that is. Looks like a water bottle to me. Yeah, there it is. Definitely getting in there. So again, at the moment, I don't know if consent was given or if they found something that removed the consent and made it either reasonable suspicion or probable cause, which removes it from a consent to a non-consensual search. Really wish I could get out of this car and film. I will tell you there are a couple different reasons that I decided to do these ride-alongs. One for sure was, like I said, I can get up close and personal for 8 to 12 hours with some officers and you know, get some private off-camera conversation as well as anything on camera that we can get, so I can get to know them a bit, see a bit about what drives them, and get some interviews so that you all can get to know them a little too. And also, to be honest, there's a little bit of a selfish reason as well. I get to cruise around and be on pretty much every stop and call, and I don't have to waste $100 of my own money to put in the gas tank. That gas is getting expensive everywhere, and it's no less expensive on me for sure. And I do put an awful lot of gas in a week running around in here, even though a lot of stops I don't even get to make. Some of them are over long before I can manage to even find out where they're at and get on scene. So riding around with some of them gives me the opportunity to be on every one of them. As to where driving in my own car just wastes a lot of gas. Because if I'm on one street, I have no way of knowing they're a block or two over on a stop until I can turn the corner and see the lights are flashing. So you guys know the only way I can find them is seeing the cherries and berries rolling, and if I can't see them, I won't know anything about it. And there have been a few stops that they happen and they're over before I can even get to them. Usually just the small stuff and the warnings. Probably more reason why you see a lot more searches on this channel than you would normally is because it's hard for me to find too many of the stops, and these are the ones they're on for the longest. So of course, you know, the longer they're here, the more likely I am to come up and see where they're at and get on scene for you. Every once in a while something crazy happens, like over the weekend when the guy went past us. I was sitting on the Speedway parking lot on Park Avenue when he blew past us doing at least 60-65 miles an hour, and of course Patrolman Akers went down through there hot on his tail, and of course I jumped out and followed him. Of course I couldn't drive that fast, so you know, well, I guess I could have, but you know, risk a speeding fine myself. And Every once in a while something crazy like that happens and I just happen to see it and get on scene quickly. But rarely does that happen. Usually it's just I happen to turn a corner or come up a street and see the lights, and I'll stop and video what I can find. Sorry guys, need to readjust my arms there. It's getting maybe bringing it up here might give us, maybe I can get a little more steady with it there. Trying to get y'all a steady image here. It's hard to do from inside the car for sure. And again, guys, we're sitting here on the corner of 5th and Park Avenue. I'm actually across the street at the, I believe it's called City National Bank here, right across from the Episcopal Church. For those in the area that know where that is. I guess for those that don't live here, it doesn't really matter where we are. You wouldn't know where we were at anyway. You know that we're out. Just trying to fill some of the dead air. I know that we have a lot of dead air while these things go on. I wish I was more entertaining for you. I'm just trying to provide good footage so that you all get to see what happens. And make your own judgments, as always. Sorry about that. That video cut off there. I got it started again. Me trying to zoom in and out. I accidentally hit the button again. I suck as a cameraman, guys. You all know that. And I did it again. Jeez. Trying to zoom in this thing. Zoom in and zoom out. Stupid buttons on screen. I'm gonna have to go home and stitch all this stuff together. Upload one video instead of 3 or 4 like a moron. Sorry about that, guys. As I've said before, you know I ain't the best cameraman. Well, that's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen him open the hood before. I don't think I've ever seen that one. That's definitely a first for me. They must believe they're gonna find something. I don't know what in the world you'd hide under there. But then I am a bit naive. I don't know where you'd put anything for that matter, so I guess we'll see. One more time, guys, this video is going to be in 3 parts because I don't have enough sense as I zoom in and out sometimes to quit hitting the stop button. So this is actually part number 3 right now, so I'll have to go home and pull these off and stitch them together, upload it as one video so you don't have 3 separate ones to deal with. That way we just have one. Looks like a couple deputies from the jail. Well, that looks like Mr. Henshaw himself. Looks like a couple deputies. Those that just rolled up there are sheriff's deputies and not Ironton Police Department. Another thing that some people may be confused about, when Ironton Police Department takes you to jail, there is no Ironton jail. That is the Lawrence County jail. And once you're dropped off there, you're handled by deputies of the Lawrence County Sheriff's Department and not by the Ironton Police Department. 2 separate law enforcement agencies in Ironton. That is the Ironton Police Department and the Lawrence County Sheriff's Department, and the only jail that we have is the Lawrence County Jail. There is no Ironton jail. The county jail happens to be in Ironton. So not only do the arrests that the Sheriff's Department make go to that jail, but so do the Ohio State Troopers. Colgrove, I believe, brings theirs here as well, probably Hanging Rock, Ironton. So there are several agencies that will bring arrestees to the jail. And it looks like that one's being taken off by one of the deputies down the sidewalk there. I assume this one will be number 2. It's a total assumption, but it looks like they're headed back to the jail as well. And and I'm not sure about the driver yet. They put him in this vehicle over here, so I guess we'll find out about him here in a minute. Not sure what was found that makes it all of that yet. I guess we'll have to find out when the captain comes back to the car. Maybe I'll have more information. But apparently they found stuff to arrest 2 on. And I'm assuming the driver is going to go as well. I don't know that for a fact yet. It's just a total assumption since they cuffed him, put him in the car first. And again, I don't know if consent was given or if they found or saw something that removed consent and made it a non-consensual search. I don't know yet. We'll get those details when the captain comes back to the car, as well as the original probable cause for the stop itself. Because of course I have none of that detail sitting way back here. Getting out the sharps container, so evidently there were needles found. Not sure why that radio kicked on there, but it sure did. All by itself, too. And it would seem as if that gentleman is being walked around to the jail as well. That's what it looks like. Oops. Lost my focus there. Yep, Captain's walking him around to the jail too. The jail is just Right on the other side of this church, actually, is where the county jail is. Again, that's the Lawrence County Jail. There is no Ironton jail, so to speak. Once the Ironton police take you to the jail, you are out of their hands and in the hands of the county deputies under the county sheriff. Just so you understand, there are two different law enforcement agencies inside this city because our county seat is here as well. And that's where the sheriff's office and the jail are, just on the other side of this church building. Literally right on the other side of that building there. So, I think it's safe to assume that's one more vehicle for the impound lot. I assume he's reading off the vehicle information from the tag on the door there. VIN number, model year, or make year, I suppose, model. Well, guys, I think I've done this long enough to assume now that we're just waiting on the tow truck to come. There they are, acting a fool. Waiting on the tow truck to come and get this car, and the captain just walked one of them around to the jail there, so I guess I'm going to go ahead and cut this and save the extra time. Y'all don't have to sit and watch this, and since I already have to stitch 3 pieces together, I'll just get an interview from him when he gets back into the car, and I'll stitch it on at the end. So for right now, guys, Ironton Auditor out, and we'll catch you on the next run. Alright guys, now we have Captain Wilson getting back in the car here, and we'll see if we can get the skinny on exactly what happened here. What do we know, Captain?
He was stopped for license plate violation. Found some drug paraphernalia in the back seat, which led to a search. Found some heroin and some suspected meth.
All 3 were apparently arrested, I saw.
Yes, all 3 were arrested and taken to jail.
Alright guys, there you go. That's the skinny on it. And when I get home, I'll stitch all 4 of these parts of this video together, and you all see them as one giant video. Sorry about that. We'll fix that, and Ironton Auditor out, and we'll catch you on the next run.